Things to know before you visit Malta. Did you know Malta has more historic sites per square mile than any other country in the world? Yet most travelers are too busy rushing to bigger destinations to realize they're skipping over a Mediterranean gem. Tucked between Sicily and North Africa, Malta is rich in history, beaches, and color. But it's also a place where things don't always work the way you'd expect. Before you book your flight and dive headfirst into the island's blue lagoons and sun-drenched ruins, there are a few critical things you should know. From transportation quirks to cultural norms, this video will help you navigate Malta like a seasoned traveler and avoid those classic tourist missteps. Stick around to the end, we've got a few surprising facts that even frequent travelers miss. Tap water, safe, but not tasty. Yes, you can drink the tap water in Malta, but chances are you won't want to. Most of the water here is desalinated seawater, which means while it's safe, it often has a noticeable taste of chlorine or minerals that might turn your stomach. Locals and expats alike usually opt for bottled water, which is cheap and sold everywhere. It's a small expense that can save you from constantly wincing after every sip. And if you're planning a longer stay, consider buying large refillable jugs to reduce plastic waste. That said, it's perfectly fine for showering, brushing your teeth, and cooking. Just don't expect it to taste like fresh spring water, unless you like your H2O with a bit of Mediterranean Sea nostalgia. Public transport, reliable but slow. Malta's public buses are affordable and run pretty much everywhere on the island, but they're not winning any races. Expect delays during rush hour, especially in summer when both locals and tourists cram into the same routes. The roads are narrow, traffic can get jammed easily, and buses make frequent stops, so short distances can take longer than you'd think. On the bright side, the Talinja card or contactless payments make it easy to get around, and there are ferry options between Valletta, Gozo, and Slima that are often quicker and more scenic. Still, if you're the type who hates waiting, you might want to rent a car or bring your patients in a carry-on. Joining me on the show. Left side, tight roads. Driving in Malta is not for the faint of heart. They drive on the left-hand side, which already throws off visitors from right-side countries, but the real challenge is the narrow roads, fast-moving traffic, and unpredictable drivers. Local driving styles can be, let's say, creative, and parking is almost a competitive sport in busy areas like Valletta or St. Julian's. If you're set on renting a car, go small. Seriously, anything wider than a golf cart is asking for a headache. GPS works well, but expect tight alleyways, sudden one-ways, and a lot of honking. If you're not confident behind the wheel, opt for public transport, taxis, or organized tours to keep your blood pressure in check. Heat and sun, brutal in summer. Malta may be paradise, but during summer, that paradise gets hot, like flying an egg on the sidewalk hot. Temperatures soar past 35 DEGC in July and August, and the UV index is through the roof. The sun here doesn't play around. You'll need high SPF sunscreen, sunglasses, and a hat unless you want to go home looking like a tomato. Hydration is key, especially if you're walking between sites or waiting in the blazing heat for a bus. Locals tend to take it slow in summer, and you should too. Plan outdoor activities early in the morning or later in the evening, and make siesta your new favorite word. Yes, is king in small spots. While Malta is in the Eurozone and most places accept cards, you'll find that many smaller vendors, corner shops, or rural restaurants still prefer good old-fashioned cash. It's wise to keep some euros on hand, especially in coins for things like bus fare, public restrooms, or snacks from street vendors. ATMs are widely available in tourist areas, but try to avoid the flashy currency exchange booths with bad rates. Contactless payments are growing in popularity, but don't assume you can pay by phone or card everywhere, especially in Gozo or older parts of Valletta. Think of cash as your backup power supply when your digital wallet fails. Maltese time, island time is real. You've heard of island time, right? Well, in Malta, that concept is alive and well. Things move at a slower pace here, from restaurant service to repair work to bureaucratic processes. It's not laziness, it's just the rhythm of life. So if you're used to instant coffee, fast Wi-Fi, and people running to appointments, you might need to recalibrate. Expect to wait longer for meals and buses, and don't be surprised if your hotel check-in is delayed or a shop opens around 10 a.m. The upside, it's a great excuse to relax, slow down, and soak in the surroundings. Just don't pack your schedule too tightly. English is spoken, but not everywhere. One of the perks of visiting Malta is that English is one of the 2 official languages, so signage, menus, and most people you meet will speak it. But don't be surprised if you hear Maltese first. It's a unique mix of Arabic, Italian, and Semitic influences. And it's what locals speak among themselves. In rural towns or with older generations, English fluency might drop off, so a few polite words in Maltese, like grazie for thank you, go a long way. It's a fantastic place for English-speaking travelers to explore Europe without a major language barrier, but knowing that you're still a visitor in someone else's culture keeps things respectful. Beaches are rocky, not sandy. Yes, Malta has some gorgeous beaches, but you might want to leave the beach volleyball at home. Most beaches here are rocky, not sandy, and you'll need water shoes if you want to avoid slicing your foot on sharp stones or sea urchins. Golden Bay and Melilla are sandy exceptions, but they can get extremely crowded in peak season. The upside? Clear, turquoise water that's perfect for snorkeling and diving. Just don't expect the soft sands of the Caribbean. You're more likely to lay your towel on flat rock ledges or packable loungers. And whatever you do, don't forget the sunscreen. Those rocks reflect the sun like a frying pan. Respect it, respect the history. It's everywhere. You don't need to go into a museum to experience Malta's history. It's literally under your feet. From megalithic temples older than the pyramids to medieval fortresses and WR shelters, this country is layered with centuries of stories. But with that comes responsibility. Don't climb on ancient ruins, carve your name into limestone walls, or treat historic sites like Instagram props. Many of these places are still in use today, especially churches and local monuments. You show respect, ask before taking photos in religious buildings, and remember you're not just a tourist, you're stepping into a living timeline. That awareness makes your trip so much richer. Gozo deserves its own day. Malta's smaller sister island, Gozo, is often treated like a side trip, but honestly, it's a destination in its own right. Known for its more laid-back pace, lush countryside, and dramatic cliffs, Gozo feels like Malta's peaceful cousin. It's reachable via a short ferry ride, but it's worth spending a full day or even a night there. Visit the Citadel in Victoria, swim in the crystal-clear waters at Ramla Bay, and explore caves and diving spots that rival any Mediterranean island. The best part? Fewer crowds, less traffic, and a truly local vibe. If you skip Gozo, you're missing one of Malta's biggest highlights. So now that you know what to expect, rocky beaches, slow buses, and maybe a little chlorine in your water, Malta should feel a lot less mysterious and a lot more magical. Whether you're diving into history, swimming through blue lagoons, or just watching the sunset over ancient walls, this island rewards travelers who come prepared. Have you been to Malta before, or are you planning a trip soon? Drop your thoughts and questions in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe for more smart travel content, and share it with a fellow adventurer. Up next, the best hidden towns in Europe that tourists always miss. See you there!